It was a shocking regime of abuse at a place which was meant to care. At Winterbourne View Hospital, people with learning difficulties were pinned down, tortured with cold water and physically attacked. Simon Tovey was one of those abused. His mother has since been calling for the entire system to change.
He went from having his freedom to being locked up, to living with complete strangers, somewhere he didn't know, and then being tormented and abused and bullied and generally having an awful time.
After the scandal over abuse at Winterbourne, the government pledged to radically change the way people with learning difficulties would be cared for. One of the key aims is to close down hospital-like institutions and get people the right support in the community close to their families. But 5 years on, the author of a report into the scandal says abusive treatment is ongoing.
How shocked were you by the kinds of stories you were hearing?
Well, when I met people who had been in institutions and were then in the community, the stories they told me of physical restraint, of seclusion and over-medication were pretty appalling. People who had suffered broken shoulders, broken arms through that physical restraint.
The report says a learning disabilities commissioner should be appointed and that 10,000 trained staff will be needed to provide support in the community. There are worries the government is underestimating the problem. The Royal College of Nursing points out the number of learning disability nurses has been cut by a third since 2010.
Minister, we know the system's seriously failing people. What's the government going to do about it?
I think Sir Stephen was very generous in saying that NHS England is already onto this. We've started for the first time that programme of making sure that we can get people out of institutionalised care. He was right to say that. And we also recognise that other systems had been part of the failure of successive generations. So we're working on that.
But many families of people who have learning disabilities feel not enough is being done. Stephen Sollers' son Sam was also abused at Winterbourne.
He was being restrained, forever drugged up. We eventually, near the end when we actually got him out, we would look at him and it wasn't Sam.
Sam is now getting good care in the community and his father is relieved, but he worries about others in similar situations.
The government really need to start getting the finger out, because at the moment, to me, all it is talk. It's just report after report after report.
Today's report says if action isn't taken, we are, as a society, condoning abuse of vulnerable people.